Hello students, I am your biology teacher Mrs. Ruxana Michael, and today our topic is chapter number 2 and topic meiosis. It is given on page number 37 to 39. Before we start meiosis, we should know some terms, important terms. So first of all, haploid. Haploid cell means have a single set of chromosome. It is represented by N. You know, you have done in previous lecture all these about chromosomes, and mitosis was our topic. So you have done a lot in our topic. Now you can see here, word is haploid cell. So haploid cell means any cells with a single chromosome set. Chromosome set is single, this is chromosome set, and this is all chromosomes are single. So it is one set of chromosomes, and these are called haploid. So it is represented by N. And if we see diploid cells, so these have two sets of chromosomes. This number is represented by 2N. So here we can see any cell with two homologous chromosomes. These are two homologous chromosomes. Homologous means same size, same shape. These chromosomes, they are homologous chromosome, pink, this blue, and this yellow. So, and examples are somatic cells. Somatic cells like blood cells, or we can say that healing the wounds, repair of wear and tear within organism is also depend upon these cells. So, and if we see haploid, so haploid cells, these are gametes, male gamete, female gamete. So these are haploid cells are gametes. Now homologous chromosomes. Homologous chromosomes are made up of chromosomes pairs of approximately the same shape, same size, and centromere positions. So that these two are homologous chromosomes, these are homologous chromosomes. So here these two are also homologous chromosomes. Crossing over. One term is crossing over. So crossing over is the exchange of genetic material between non-sister chromatids of homologous chromosomes during meiosis. So this crossing over takes place during meiosis. You can see here, this is one set of chromosomes, and these two are called sister chromatids. These two blue are sister chromatid, and these two red are sister chromatid of these chromosomes. So now you can see here A, B, C. These are capital and these are small letter A, B, C. Means these are the genes, and how they cross over, you can see here that this blue chromosome is combining with this red chromosome, or you can say chromatid, sister chromatid, and their characteristics or genes, they transmit to each other. So here we can see one set of chromosome, other set of chromosome, and they are mixing here, and you can say they are crossing over here, and after crossing over, some characters of this orange one, they go into the red one, and from red some characters go into the orange one. Here also you can see capital A, B, C, and these are the small a, B, C. So a capital A, B, C, and if we see here, so some characters are of blue, they transmit here, and some characters of this red one transmit in the blue. So A, B, C, and these are small a, B, C. So in this way they transmitted. So we can also see here, in human being there are 46 chromosomes. So, and if we say haploid, so haploid means 23 chromosomes. So that is 46. 46 means it is a female gamete or it is egg. Here 46, it is male gamete or we can say sperm. So egg also haploid with 23 chromosomes, and here also sperm haploid by 23 chromosomes, and when these haploid they combine and fertilization takes place, and after fertilization zygote forms, and zygote has 46 chromosomes. Okay. Now we can see here meiosis. What is meiosis? Meiosis is a process of cell division where a single cell divides twice to produce 4 cells. So it produces 4 cells. And if we see mitosis, which you have done before, it produces 2 cells. So it means meiosis produces 4 cells and mitosis produces 2 cells, containing half the original amount of the genetic information, like we have done in the previous slide, that 46, how 46 come, half from female and half from male. It is also called reduction cell division. So it is the reduction of the diploid 2n number of the chromosomes to the haploid n number of chromosomes. So diploid becomes haploid. It involves 2 consecutive divisions. Now we can see here meiosis 1. So it is divided into 2, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. So meiosis 1 means first meiotic division or reduction phase. It is reduction phase. In this phase, chromosomes reduces and they become from 2n to n. Then meiosis 2, second meiotic division or mitotic phase, means here mitosis also will done. Now we see here phases of meiosis 1, prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1 and telophase 1. So these are the phases of meiosis 1. And if we see meiosis 2, so here prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2 and telophase 2. Now come to number 1, and number 1 phase is prophase. So prophase, it is our longest phase of mitosis. It can be subdivided into leptotin, zygotin, and then picotin, diplotin and diakinesis. So these are the some phases of prophase 1. Now what happened in this prophase 1? At the starts of prophase 1, the chromosomes have already duplicated. Before this, you know that chromosomes are thread-like structures, but in the prophase, before prophase 1 starts, they duplicated, and that stage is called interphase. So first of all they duplicate, and then during prophase they coil and become shorter and thicker and visible under the light microscope. So you can see here they become thickened. So crossing over also takes place here. You know, crossing over means that the transmissions of genetic material or genes. Some genes are from mother side and some genes are from father side, and in this way they transmit, and that is called crossing over. So crossing over takes place here, you can see in this diagram, and then the nucleolus disappear. Here we can say in this diagram nucleolus is there, but in this diagram nucleolus is not here, so it disappears. And meiotic spindle forms. You can see this spindle. This is spindle, and spindle that it is formed. Here we cannot see the spindle, but here there is a formation of spindle. So mitotic spindle forms and nuclear envelope disappears. Here you can see nuclear envelope, but here it starts to disappear. Then other second phase is metaphase 1. The centrioles are at the opposite pole of the cell. You can see these are centriole, and centrioles are at the opposite poles. The pair of homologous chromosomes now as tightly coiled and condensed. You can see here they are tightly coiled and they condensed. They become very thick, arranged on a plane and equidistant from the poles called the metaphase plate. So here they arrange themselves on a plate, or you can say like plate, so that is called metaphase plate. Spindle fibers from one pole of the cell attached to the one chromosome of each pair. So this is one pair and this is other pair, and they are attached to each other, and spindle fibers from the opposite pole attached to the homologous chromosomes. So you can see here these two chromosomes, they after crossing over, so they arrange themselves in a plane equidistance from the pole. After this, anaphase 1. Anaphase 1 begins when the homologous chromosomes starts moving toward opposite poles. Here they begin to move. Chromosomes start to move. So opposite poles of the cell as a result of the action of the spindle. So you can see here these chromosomes are shifting, or they are moving toward the one pole, and the other chromosomes, set of chromosomes, they are moving to the one pole. So in anaphase 1, the sister chromatid remain attached. Here they remain attached. Sister chromatid, they remain attached by the centromere. This central part is called centromere and move together toward poles. So both they are moving toward the poles. So here we can see that the homologous pair now begin to separate, but still they are joined. Now the last of meiosis 1 is the telophase 1, last stage. So at each pole of the cell, a full set of chromosomes gather together. So here what happened? The nuclear membrane are reformed. You can see here nuclear membrane are reformed, and on completion of nuclear division the cytoplasm also divides. Here you can see cytoplasm also divides and two daughter cells are formed. So two daughter cells, one cell is this and the other one is here. So each daughter cell has half haploid number of chromosomes. So there are half chromosomes present and it is called haploid. So these are not diploid, these are haploid. Chromosomes are haploid in both these cells. So each daughter cell compared with the cell in prophase, you can compare it with prophase. Okay. Now we can see here the single cell then pinches. This is, we can say, pinches the middle to form two separate daughter cells, each containing a full set of chromosomes. Within a nucleus, each daughter cell has half haploid number of chromosomes. Thus, the first mitotic division reduces to n two set chromosome to n one set. So one set in this cell and the other one set is in here. So it means these after telophase they have haploid number of cells, and after this in the other meiosis 2 they become 2n. So here meiosis 2, so during second meiotic division the details are also similar to those you have seen in the mitosis, and you have done mitosis very well in the previous lectures. So we will not discuss it very thoroughly because you have understood in the previous lecture. So prophase 2, spindle are formed. These are the two cells which formed by the meiosis 1. And now what happened? Meiosis 2. Meiosis 2 will be done here. So prophase 2 means spindle are formed. So after, you can see here spindle are forming in this diagram, and nuclear membrane disappears as you have done in the mitosis prophase. Then metaphase, chromosomes arrange themselves on the equator, you can see here, and then anaphase 2, chromatid separate, here you can see chromatid separate, and then telophase 2, nuclear membrane reappear, cytoplasm divides, two daughter cells are formed. So by this cell two daughter cells are formed, and here also two daughter cells are formed and what is the position of chromosomes? Now they are 2n diploid. So in this way chromosomes, they are, you can say, same as in the species like 46, but when we started it was 23, but now 46. So what is the significance? What is the importance of this meiosis? So number one, it brings about in the chromosomes numbers from a diploid to meiosis is responsible for haploid. So haploid means both the characters they come into the species or that offspring. It keeps number of chromosome constant in the species from generation to generation. So from one generation to other generation, you can say number of chromosomes, they are, you can say they are keep constant. So they are constant, like in human being 46. And if we see in other animals, like we can say in man 46, in frog 26, in onion 16 number of chromosomes, and potato 48. So these are specific for the one species, and from generation to generation they are constant. And the other thing is, it is responsible for genetic variability, means variation comes. So like if parents, they have, one parent has green eye, the other parent or mother has brown eyes, so it means variation come into their offspring. So in this way, maybe the color of the eye of one offspring is green, the other brown, or one mixed color. So it means that some variation takes place by the meiosis. Now, what is the difference between mitosis and meiosis? Very simple. If you understood both, you can very easily understand the difference between these two. If you have understood the phases of mitosis and the phases of meiosis, occur in organism except viruses. So except viruses, that all the organisms, they undergo mitosis, and meiosis occurs in animals, plant and fungi only. Create body cells, and here create sex cells. Sex cells mean they form gametes, and they also form male and female sex cells. One cell division, you know, here only one cell division takes place, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, but here two cell divisions takes place. First is meiosis 1 and the other is meiosis 2. Then no recombination or crossing over take place. Here no crossing over, you have seen in mitosis there is no transmission of genes or characters, but here recombination or crossing over occurs in prophase. Crossing over takes place, that is why the variations comes into their species. Now produces 2 diploid daughter cell, but here produces 4 haploid daughter cell. You know that the number of chromosome here in the mitosis, they are diploid, as in the first cell they are diploid in the, you can say, daughter cells, but here produces 4 haploid daughter cells. So they produce 4 haploid daughter cells. Daughter cells are identical, no differentiation, same copy of their, you can say, parent cells, but here daughter cells are genetically different. As I told you that variation takes place, and after variation some differences come into the offspring. So here we can say that daughter cells are genetically different, but in mitosis they are identical or they are same as their parents. Okay? Now your home task: define meiosis and write down names of different stages of meiosis. Draw a label diagram of different stages of meiosis, which is given on page number 38. Write down 3 significance of meiosis and 5 differences between mitosis and meiosis. Okay, students, I hope you understood, and thank you very much to joining me in this lesson. God bless you.